Hey you guys, it's your boy Pierre Sinclair, and thank you for coming back and watching another video. I really appreciate that, no cap. This video is going to be about the March on Washington. We want to know why it's important, why we went out there then and now. So, without further ado, let's cue the intro.
Today, in what will go down in history as the greatest demonstration for freedom in the history of our nation.
In the 1960s, unemployment was not the big problem for the Black American. It was underemployment. Underemployment was that we were disproportionately working agriculture and other factory jobs. So, we were not being paid properly for our services. The March on Washington was to bring equality to the workplace, not only for those who were employed, but those from different states across the country. So, the March on Washington, that 1963 march brought great awareness to President John Kennedy and his successors. But that should not be overshadowed by the segregation that Jim Crow had put in place. So yes, the March on Washington was an historic and iconic. Not only did those who put their life on the line time and time again, and for those who have lost their life, such as Dr. Martin Luther King and others, the March on Washington was to help with the unionizing of jobs, the fair and equal employment of our people. So, for all of those who did come out and march with us on the March on Washington, rather than then or now, I do appreciate you guys for coming out. We still have a long way to go in this country. Here are a snippet of a few speeches that I appreciated as I was out on the March on Washington. Speakers such as the families of Jacob Blake, Trayvon Martin, and others who did not make this. But today's March on Washington meant even more today. Today, we go out and we march for those who have lost their life due to police violence, unnecessary killings of Black Americans. So, without further ado, here are a few snippets, a quick vlog of my time in Washington, D.C. at the Lincoln Memorial at the March on Washington. Headed to the March on Washington. I'm here with my good friend, William Nevadas.
What's up, it's your boy, William Nevadas. We got LA in this motherfucking West Coast, baby, DC.
Yes, sir, yes, sir. Let's go and see what's about this going on with this march. It is a lot hotter out here than expected. It is probably be about what? Like 94, 95 out here, Will? It's too hot. I thought it was gonna be like 80 something out here. 84, I think I saw. So wasn't expecting the heat.
I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. I have a dream that one day on the red hills of Georgia, my 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character.
Great leaders! We are masters of selfie and TikTok. Now we must master ourselves. Less than a year before he was assassinated, my grandfather predicted this very moment. He said that we were moving into a new phase of the struggle.
But the progress we celebrated then is imperiled yet again. And now we must march to the ballot box and the mailboxes to defend the freedoms that earlier generations worked so hard to win. In so many ways, we stand together today in the symbolic shadow of history. But we are making history together right now. We're marching with the largest and most active multi-generational, multiracial movement for civil rights since the 1960s. From high school students to senior citizens, Black as well as white, Latino, Asian American, Native American, Pacific Islanders. Americans are marching together, many for the first time, and we are demanding real, lasting structural change. We are marching together for time-honored goals and in timely ways. We are courageous, but conscious of our health. We are socially distant, but spiritually.
Make sure you like, subscribe, and make sure you follow me on IG, Had to Get Away. Also, my personal page is PSemi. I want to thank you guys for viewing this video, and I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.
When all of God's children, black men and white men, Jews and Gentiles, Protestants and Catholics, will be able to join hands and sing in the words of the old Negro spiritual, free at last, thank